in my estimation, and I love my rock music. I mean, there's no better band on the planet in 1978 than Rainbow. I mean, they are at their peak. Cozy Powell, one of the greatest drummers of all time. Your husband, arguably the greatest rock singer of all time. Ritchie Blackmore, a true savant at the peak of his powers. Incredible lineup. I mean,
and
Jimmy, right? I was getting there, and so usually when you're at that moment, and you, like you said, there's this tension. So when you say Ritchie wanted the band to be more commercial, is it we need to be played on the radio because of ... or is there a logic to that?
I think the record company was in his ear and in the manager's ear all the time.
Yeah.
And pushing Ronnie to write a love song, which Ronnie said no.
Funny. In the business side of the Rainbow, it was obviously Ritchie's thing. It was billed as Ritchie's thing. Ritchie later joked and said it should have been called Ritchie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio's Rainbow. But was Ronnie, I assume, but you tell me, Ronnie wasn't a full participant in the business, right? It's basically
he was. Was 50-50 on the publishing.
Okay,
which we got screwed off later on, but. And on record royalties, Ronnie was on a scale. So I think he got like 35% first of all, and then it went up to where he would be equal.
Okay. So at least by 1978, he's a fully vested member of the band. The band's very successful.
But never got any money.
Because?
Well, because management, we had a big house in Connecticut. They made us move to Connecticut. We moved to Connecticut.
Is that because Ritchie was living there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a big house there, 5 acres. So we had no neighbors. Very lonely time for me. Big car leased. Everything was leased, and we got $150 a week.
Oh, it was one of those. So when it all got added up, they told you had no money. Right?
Yeah, we had no money. I fought for Ronnie's publishing for years and years and years, and finally got one Rainbow Rising back. With the rest of it, no.
Really?
Yeah, and when Ronnie and Ritchie parted company, as I don't know, because Ritchie says that Ronnie left and Ronnie says he got fired. So I don't know what happened. But anyway, I know we were left in Connecticut with my grandmother died and left me $50,000. And we had that money. It was all we had. And we drove across country from Connecticut back because I said, we got to go back to California. Where he wanted to start a band. And we had 2 dogs and a cat and us. And we drove back to California, and Ronnie was working. He was trying to get a band together with Skunk Baxter.
Really?
Yeah. With
there's the band that never was.
Yeah, and then there was old elf people and stuff, and he was doing all that stuff. And then I was friends with Sharon before, so Sharon and we were friends, and so Sharon was come up to we used to go up to the Sabbath place all the time, and then Tony and Ronnie got together in the Rainbow, and I guess they had decided that Ozzy wasn't able to perform anymore. It was their 10th anniversary, I remember that, and going to be their 10th anniversary, and Ronnie came back and said, and get a band together with Tony. Oh, sounds good, And then all of a sudden it was, it's going to be Geezer's in and Bill's in. I said, Black Sabbath. He said, I don't know if I like their music. I said, we have $800 in the bank. You love their music. And then he did love their music.
Yeah. But is it true that Sharon recommended Ronnie for the job?
I don't know, but I think
that's what she said.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
used to go up to the Rainbow all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a beautiful thing that people don't always understand about that world. Is there's a lot more closeness goes on.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was Don was managing the band at the time.
Sure,
and he was not happy about it at all. He wanted Ronnie to write and record and for Ozzy to go on tour. And Ronnie said, no, that's not what I do. So he left. And then Don wrote a note and said, I'm done with you all. And so they said, oh, we're out of the management. So that's what happened there.
What I love about there's obviously the first couple albums, the Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. What I love about those records was it showed that Sabbath had this other musical side.
Oh, Tony's brilliant. Brilliant. And Geezer. I mean, they're brilliant.
Yeah. Well, Bill did the record and then
Bill did the record. Yeah, we went down to Miami.
Vinny,
yeah,
right?
Went down to Miami. They recorded Heaven and Hell in Miami.
Was it a Criteria?
Yeah, and we stayed at the Bee Gees' house too there, and that was a fun time. I'll tell you a funny story about that, which is actually in Ronnie's book that he tells. So when Ronnie was playing in Elves or one of those bands, they play like cover tunes and they play for hours on end in different little clubs and things. And he was playing in this club in St. George, I think it's called, up in upstate New York. And this guy there was said, "Oh, it's Dio." He said, "Are you related to Johnny Dio, the big mafia guy?" Ronnie said, "Yeah, that's my uncle, right?" So he said, "Oh, I'm going to bring him down here." So Ronnie was like, just going to kill himself because he was so scared of it.
Yeah.
He said he was there, and one night all these suits came in, and he was terrified. He said, they're going to find out that's not really my uncle, whatever. Anyway,
it was kind of a joke that went wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't true. So anyway, goodness. They left, and Ronnie forgot about it. Years and years went by, whatever. Ronnie, we were down in Miami recording Heaven and Hell. And it's the first time we had any money or anything, because Ronnie was an equal sharing partner. And so we went to this place called The Forge. It's a big fancy restaurant in Miami.
I've been there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
Right? So,
the steaks, I think, is their specialty. Yeah.
So anyway, I had called and made the reservation, and we got there, and this maitre d' took us to a private room, a beautiful room and everything.
I know where this is going.
They were having food and they were bringing champagne and everything. I said, "How are we going to pay for all this?" So, because we had used to not having any money. Anyway, then Ronnie said, "Could I have the bill?" And he said, "It's thank you. It's from your uncle Johnny." So he must have been following Ronnie's career. And then thought, this is good to say that's his
wow, that's
nephew.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a funny story. Anyway, that was it. Well, we had a fun time down there. That was a lot of fun. And then they went on the road and everything was good. And then Bill was having a real bad problem with his family. He was total alcoholic at the time and it was just awful. And then one day he just left. He wasn't there. We woke up in the morning, he was gone.
Yeah.
So,
but here comes Vinny Appice, and I know that Ronnie and Vinny got on like a house of fire.
Well, they're both from New Yorkers.
But you see the strength there, even in the relationships. That's what I love to talk about. As fans, we think this person, but what people don't understand is like, Vinny's relationship with Ronnie.
Right. Well, they were both Americans too.
But also it's the key to so much great music.
Oh, absolutely. And Vinny's an amazing drummer. And
I love Vinny's drumming.
That just fit so well, and poor Vinny, I mean, he was just like,
well, in many ways, without trying to be commercial, they kind of became more commercial. Vinny was more of a 80s style drummer, where Bill was obviously Bill Ward. He kind of created the genre of heavy drumming.
Yeah.